Okay. So, in the part one, what do we learn in this lesson? That A.G. Gardner has discovered the issue of politeness as a significant feature of a civil society. And he says being polite and displaying your good etiquettes will not only lift your personality, but it will give you a sense of victory over negative or bad etiquette people. So that's what even mentioned in the textbook, that he says if you take your revenge in a very sweetest manner, if you are polite and you are not harsh like the lift man, so you can take your revenge in a very effective way rather than you display yourself in a very ugly manner. So in contrast to the lift man's behavior, the author has shared an experience, or he has shared a story of a conductor who was polite, and he called him as his friend. Now this polite conductor, the author clarifies over here, just because he's calling his friend as a polite conductor, that doesn't mean that all other conductors are impolite. So that he clarifies first. So in this part, Gardiner gives the example of a friend of his whom he called as a polite conductor, and he also make clear that he does not mean to imply that all the conductors are impolite, and he has nothing against conductor in general. Okay. Gardner tells about the first encounter with this polite conductor. Now, one day, what in this paragraph, the incident is described. So he says that what happened that one day he boarded in a bus, and he forgets to take his wallet. And you know how, if you might have traveled in the BST bus, you know, if you forget your money, or if you're not able to buy the ticket, sometimes even if you don't have change, then what happens? How is the reaction of the conductor towards you? Okay, they talk in a very strict tone. So now what happened to the author, that he felt that the conductor would believe that he is a cheat, and he may think that this is a common trick played by crooks. So this conductor may also ask the author to get off the bus. So the narrator thought that let me just confront the situation once, let me just talk to the conductor once. What he does, he explains the conductor that he did not have money, and he tried to make a sincere face, as sincere as he could, and he tries to sound sincere to the conductor, and he tries to explain him that he had not carried his wallet along with him, so he has no copper on him. That is mentioned over here, this term, in the meaning that the author is not having copper. Copper over here is talking about money or coins. So he doesn't have anything. He checked his pocket, so he has no money with him. So he tried to sound as sincere as he could to the conductor. Now, the conductor reaction was really amazing. That literally shocked the author. The conductor reaction was kind towards the author. Okay, so if you do this here in Mumbai, I don't think it's, yeah, you may, but it's very rare that the conductor will, treat you in a very kind manner, or he'll allow you to sit, or maybe kindly he'll just ask you to get off the bus. That's it. He won't allow you to board in the bus anymore. So here the conductor was kind, and what happened? He accepted this cheerfully and was prepared to give him a ticket. Okay, so this was really shocking to the author, that the conductor is ready to give him the ticket without money. The conductor asked the author, "Where do you want to go?" The author was amazed. He was he was shocked listening that the conductor is asking him still that where do you want to go. So the amazed narrator again said the conductor that he doesn't have a copper on him. Okay. He doesn't have a proper. So he tried to confirm this thing that he has not carried his wallet and he has no money at all. So what the conductor does, even though the conductor being sweet and being kind with the author, the conductor replied, never mind. Okay, I will book you through, and where do you want to go? Just tell me. So this was really amazing, and the conductor is ready to buy a ticket for the author. Now this is really a very rare case. I don't think it ever happened with me. So the author was really flabbergasted. He was even happy but also confused that how could a conductor buy a ticket for me. The author told him the destination and the conductor handed him the ticket. But then the narrator asked the conductor, where shall he send him the fare? Okay, so he asked him that how can I repay you this fare? Where shall I send the fare? See this conversation. Oh, I'll book you through. He replied, where do you want to go? And he handed his bundle of tickets with the air of a man who was prepared to give me a ticket for anywhere from Bank to Hong Kong. So be it a long distance journey, but the conductor was ready to pay the fare, the cost for the ticket. And I said it was very kind of him, and I told him where I wanted to go, and he gave me the ticket. I said, but where shall I send the fare? So the author asked him that where shall I send the fare to you? So the conductor replies, oh, you'll see me someday, all right. Okay, so you'll meet me next time, so don't worry about it. Whenever you meet me next time, you can pay. So this is again something that amazed this author, and it is also shocking and the even little bit shocking and amusing for the readers as well, that the conductor is not bothered even to get his money back. Now what happened, the author again checked his pocket. Okay, so when the author checked his pocket, he found a coin in his pocket, and he immediately paid it to the conductor. So he says that the account was squared. Squared means settled. I think all the meanings are given in your textbook. Coppers means coins of low value, and squared means he settled the account by paying him because he found a coin in his pocket. Now, further, the author talks more about the conductor's behavior. So, what happened that after this incident, what happened that the pleasure of meeting such a great man remained in the heart of the author and did not diminish ever a bit. So what happened that next time, soon after that, few days after, my most sensitive toe was trampled on rather heavily as I sat reading on the top of a bus. So again, a few days ago, uh, this author was again traveling in a bus, and when the author boarded in the bus few days later, so what happened? The same conductor accidentally stepped on the author's toe. The same conductor. Okay. So what happened? This caused a lot of pain to the author. The conductor was very quick to realize this, and he apologized immediately to the author. He said sorry and explained the author that he had got this heavy boots. Okay, so he says that he has got those heavy boots and on because his toes were often trod on, and he says ironically this thing, and now he himself was stepping on people's toe. Okay, so immediately he apologized for this and then asked the author that if he hurt him, and then the author saw that the conductor was so profuse that the narrator forgot his pain and anger. And after this, the author immediately give him an assurity that, no, he did not hurt him. And the author observed that how cheerful, what a good behavior that conductor had. So what happened that he, whenever he used to travel in the bus, he used to keep on observing this conductor, like this conductor in the rainy season, he would run up to the stairs to give people a tip, saying that there is a room inside, please come in. Whenever the author he boarded his bus, he found a curious pleasure in the constant good nature of his bearing, and he seemed to have an inexhaustible fund of patience and a gift for making his passengers comfortable. So whenever the people used to board in his bus, he used to make them feel comfortable. So all these things the author noticed, and I noticed that if it was raining, he would run up the stairs to give someone the tip that there was a room inside. So if it's raining, the conductor was always worried about his passengers, and he used to immediately run to the steps and used to give tip to the people that yes, there's a room inside, please come. And how he used to treat the old people. With old people, he was considered as his son. Okay, so if any old person has boarded in the bus, so he was very considerate as a son with that. The conductor was considerate as a son with that old person, and with children, he was caring and concerned as a father. And whereas if any young people board in the bus, so he always indulge in cracking jokes and some merry jest. And also he was seen in making a blind cross the road. He set him down safely on the pavement, and then he took him wherever he wanted to go. Okay, so the conductor had a very kind and a very good behavior with his passengers, and he was very compassionate. Okay, so this is how he used to treat all kind of people boarding in the bus. Please mute your earphone, students. Okay, so now if a blind person board in the bus, so what the conductor used to do, that he used to help him to cross, and he used to tell the driver to wait for a while. So all these good gestures of the conductor impressed the writer the most. The conductor was really good, and he was very humble to the human being who saw uh, uh, who used to travel. And now all this thing the author observed, and he saw the best in the conductor, and the way he used to treat everyone. The conductor used to see the goodness in everyone, and he used to believe in everyone, and therefore the author points out that his politeness was not a waste but very good investment. If we recollect the incident of the liftman uh, and the passenger, now the behavior of the passenger was very rude. Now, why do you think the behavior of that passenger was so rude? Because it's not because he's always annoyed or something as that, but what happened that that day he must have not had a good day, or something happened with him. So what happened in the morning, if you face a lot of traffic jam, or if somebody talks to you in a very harsh manner, throughout the day you feel irritated. And in the same, what happens is sometimes you kind of pass on the same behavior to other people. If somebody is being rude to you, you'll be rude to somebody else. So this happened here also. It was a chain reaction. Basically what happened to the lift passenger, that his employer, he did not wished him. Okay, so that's why he felt very bad about it, and he was not in a good mood. So when he went in the lift, so he immediately passed the negativity on the lift man. So what he said that he said top floor. So the lift man took it as an insult, and immediately he asked him to add please. Okay, please before top floor. So he asked him to add a prefix please, and talk in a kind manner, because the way the passenger was talking, the tone was also rude, and he immediately just said top floor in a very rude manner. So what happened, because the employer did not wish the this passenger, he was rude with the liftman, and the liftman also took it as an offense, which was not good. Okay, so what happened? The employer, who did not wish the passenger, he also had faced something very bad. What happened with him, that he was nagged by his wife. Okay, and his wife was ill treated by the cook, and whereas the cook was ill treated by the maid. So there is a chain reaction, students. So this is how it happens. So you're giving this example of this conductor. The author says that what happens if you meet a good and cheerful people, this makes your day. And if you meet someone very aggressive and very sad, or very arrogant, you keep thinking about that throughout the day, and this literally spoils your day. Okay, in the morning, if you meet somebody like this, who's not even smiling, and with a very who talks rudely, or is having a very strict face, you feel like, oh my god, it's a very boring day, and you don't feel a pleasure. But what happens if you in the morning, if you meet somebody who's cheerful, smiling, if you exchange a smile, you feel comfortable, you feel good. And if you're having this kind of people around you, then you think positive, and you feel a pleasure in your life. So this even makes your life cheerful, living with cheerful people. Okay, so that's what this gave a pleasure to the author, meeting this cheerful conductor. On contrary, if we recollect the incident of the lift man and the passenger, because they had a bad day, so they try to pass on the same negativity, and it was a chain reaction. All right, so this is all about the conductor. Okay, although sad that the polite conductor is no longer in his route. Okay, so he is not able to meet this conductor anymore. He's no longer in his route. The author hopes that it means that he has carried his cheerfulness to another route. Okay, so wherever the conductor has gone now, he has carried this cheerfulness in on the other route wherever he is. And the author points out that the world is a dull place. Okay, the author says that the world is really a dull place, and so such cheerfulness needs to be spread as widely as possible. Gardner also asserts that the World War, okay, he asserts on the World War, that he says that the World War has taken away the use of civility from the people, and civility means it makes the life sweet, and it makes the life easier. So he said because of civility, the life was sweet earlier, but after the World War, there is no civility among the people. And he states that this cannot be done with the help of policemen or law. No, they cannot help you to behave in a civil way, or they cannot punish you because you were bad to somebody, or if you hurt somebody, or if you forget to say sorry, or if you insult somebody. So policeman is not going to take charge of all these things, and police this task cannot be handled by any policeman, or it cannot be handled by the law. So the policeman cannot monitor us for the social offense, but the author says if we follow this little courtesies, life will become much simpler and pleasant for all of us. Okay, so that's what he emphasized here in this paragraph. Okay, and at last the author talks about, you know, the author talks about how he felt about the liftman's behavior. The author basically opposed the liftman's way of using physical violence. Okay, actually, the liftman literally pushed that man out, so it was a physical assault. So the author criticized that, and he is opposing the way the liftman used physical violence. So in this lesson, the author uh, gives an example to us of the polite bus conductor, and he also gives us an example of liftman and the passenger.